Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I had a couple people ask me about meal prepping and how I do my meal prepping, so this video will all be about meal prepping and how I do it. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you watch an hour-long video as I'm cooking. I'll make things short, I'll cut them short, I'll just show you the basics of what I do. I always like to get stuff ready before I start cooking. So I've got my vegetables all out, I've got my cauliflower ready to go, I got my chicken out, not cut yet, I'll show you all that stuff. And I'll show you how I get it set up for cooking. So with that being said, I'll bring you a little closer and show you how I got everything set up. Okay guys, as you can see, I've got my chicken, my cauliflower, my vegetables ready to go. I've got my pot out, frying pan's ready to go. I'll show you how I oil it up and get the chicken cut up and all the cauliflower. Be right back. Alright, so here we have the cauliflower. It's a whole head of cauliflower. Brand new, just picked it up, nice and fresh. Now what we have to do is we have to cut off all the greens, and we got to try to cut out the individual florets. So let's see what we got going on here. So I got the cauliflower all cut up, or off the greens I should say, as I make a mess. So everything's washed, ready to go. Now I don't have a food processor, so I need to make these smaller so I can fit them in my blender, because what we're doing with this is we're going to make cauliflower rice. Oh, drop this on there. Once again, drop some on the floor, rinse it off. Okay, now that we've got it all chopped up, we're going to get our blender ready. So let me get the blender ready and then we'll be back. Alrighty, so now we just start taking pieces and putting them in the blender. Can't put too much in at once or it won't drop properly. Takes a little bit of shaking because some of the pieces don't get down into the blade. Well, I'm not going to show you this whole process because it's going to take me a while. I will be back. Still has a few big chunks in it, but I don't have a food processor, and this is the best we can kind of do with my processor there, or my blender. So now I got it all set up. I'm just going to warm up some oil in a pot, around 1 or 2 ounces of oil, nothing big, just enough to coat the bottom of the pot. I will be moving over to the stove shortly. Just hang on with me. So while my my pan of oil is heating up, you can see the oil starting to spread real nice on the oil. I also have my vegetables on. I usually you judge for yourself how much you want. This is how much I figured I'd use throughout the day for 6 meals. Sorry about the barking, my dog is outside, heard me closing the door. So once this heats up, I will start doing my cauliflower and I'll be right back. So I have it set to about medium. Pan's a little bit warmer. I start dropping in the cauliflower. And we'll just let that cook. We'll let the vegetables boil up. And I'm not going to show you me stirring it and everything. Shall be enough. Okay, one thing I forgot to show you was me doing up the onions. Mostly I just didn't want to show you because they make me want to cry. when you're doing up onions, you know how they get into your eyes. So I like to cut up a whole onion. This is a sweet yellow onion. Get that going in there. Let that fry up. I love garlic. We have to have lots of garlic. I'm going to cheat and have garlic powder today. Ooh, that might be too much. Put a little more on there anyway. So there's lots of garlic. Mix it around. If you like mushrooms, your peppers, you can put mushrooms, peppers in here. It's all good. I just didn't happen to buy a pepper today, so I won't be putting peppers in it. And I don't have any mushrooms today, so I won't be putting any mushrooms in it. So we'll just let this fry up. Still waiting for our vegetables to boil over. This is going to take a bit, so I'm just going to put the camera on pause because you don't need to see this whole thing. Usually what happens when I'm doing this is I'm listening to music. This way it tends to go by a little quicker. I got my headphones on, I'll dance around, sing. My kids actually think I'm kind of crazy and old because of the music I listen to, but that's all fair. So I'm going to pause this now and we'll come back to it shortly. Okay, so here we are. I've turned the stove off. I like it now because it's starting to turn a little bit brown and it's starting to stick a little bit to the bottom of the frying pan because the oil's gone. This is just the way I like it. If you like it a little bit drier, you can cook it a little bit longer, but this is perfect for me. So we're going to get it off the stove and get it in a bowl. Okay, so we're back. All that stuff is done. It's time for the chicken. I picked up this whole thing of chicken right here from Walmart, $10. It's going to last me the entire week. So basically all I do, we grab the chicken and we start cutting it up into pieces. You can make the pieces as big as you want. I don't like taking a knife with me when I go to eat my lunch, so I make my pieces a little bit smaller so they're a little more manageable with just a fork. Don't forget it'll shrink a little bit as you're cooking it. One chicken down. You don't have to wash it if you don't want to. I do. Same with the vegetables. You wash all the vegetables before you cook them. You just never know. You don't want to be on that next report on the news saying you got sick by buying tainted food. Alright. So that's 2 out of the 5. I will finish cutting them up and I'll come back to you. Alright, welcome back. Once again, I cleaned up my pot. We put a little bit of oil in it. Just heating it up so it spreads nicely around the pot. Once it heats up, we'll get some chicken in. And we'll put some spices on it. I'm looking for my spices. Let that pan heat up. You can spice this with anything you want. Spices basically have 0 calories, so you can put as much as you want. Just watch the salt you put on, because salt does make you retain water, and it makes you more thirsty. Okay, so that should be heated up nicely now. Turn it up a little bit more. Let's put some chicken in it. Spread it around. As it starts to get going, once again, garlic. Love my garlic. Never have too much garlic. Another thing I do enjoy on my chicken is this Montreal chicken by Le Grill. No, they did not pay me to say that. It's just I enjoy the taste. So I put lots of this on. covered. Give it a quick little stir. As you can see, it's already starting to cook. And then I put a little bit of barbecue sauce, honey garlic barbecue sauce. I don't really measure it because by the time it's cooked in, it's really next to nothing. I just do it to taste. Give another quick stir. Starting to brown up, starting to cook nice. And then I throw the lid on it and I let it cook for a bit. So, once again, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch the pot cooking. So, we will be back. So, just a quick note, I like to cook it with the lid on, because by cooking it with the lid on, as you can see, it cooks in its own juices. So it's almost like a boiled chicken almost. But it's boiling in all the seasoning and stuff I put on it. With a little bit of barbecue sauce cooking up nice and neat. So we'll put the lid back on, let it cook some more. And when we're getting closer to the end, I will be back. So, now the chicken is cooked. The chicken is cooked. I will take the lid off. And what I like to do now is I like to continue to cook it in the frying pan with no lid on it, which will eventually evaporate most of the juices, or all the juices. And then it kind of seasons up the chicken a little bit. Always make sure your chicken is cooked thoroughly through. There's absolutely zero health benefits to undercooked chicken. As a matter of fact, you're more likely to get sick by uncooked chicken. If you're not sure if it's cooked or not, leave it in a little bit longer. Never hurts. So while this starts to boil off and cooks, I will be back. So as you can see now, most of the juices are pretty much gone. It's actually just starting to fry the chicken. There's so many different ways you can make the chicken. You can barbecue it, you can do it in the oven, do it any way you like. Chicken is chicken. I just prefer to do it this way because that's the way I like it, and I think it tastes great this way. So as you can see, the juices are pretty much gone. Now it's just a matter of frying up some of the chicken. Keep it stirring up a little bit so it doesn't stick too much to the bottom of the pan. Alright, we'll turn that off and we'll be right back. Okay. Okay, so now I need to know how much chicken I actually have so I can divide it up evenly between 6 meals. So I put it back on, I put the pot on my scale, zero it out. Get the chicken in there. Get that over here. So what do we got here? We have, I can't see it. There we go. 777. So 777 grams. So we're going to divide that by 6 so we can get it into our meal packages. Oh, we're back again. Now here comes the measuring. So I know exactly how much this weighs, so I need approximately 125 grams for each meal. Give or take. And then I just divide it up. There we are. I'm not going to make you go watch all this, so we'll pause. Alright, so we had 125 grams in each bowl. Now I just got to figure out what I need. So I need 136 each of my vegetables because I already weighed my vegetables out. So we'll go like this. These, by the way, are my mixed vegetables. It's basically yellow carrots, orange carrots, broccoli, and cauliflower. with, again, seasoning, because, you know, I can't eat it plain. So we just kind of mix best we can, measure it out. If there's a little bit extra at the end, no big deal, because really there's not much calories in vegetables. So you can really have as much vegetables as you like. And, oh, sorry, I guess you're going to watch me do all of these. I usually try to pause it so you don't have to watch me do a little bit of tedious work. Overflowed this one pretty good. There we go. That one didn't seem to have any orange carrots in it. So as you can see, I do have some left over. Not a big deal. I'll just divide it up. Oh, I don't have some left over. I forgot one. See, we're all human. We all make mistakes. It actually worked out perfect. That doesn't always happen. It's a happy guess that time. Now, time for my cauliflower rice. This, I don't break up between the 6 meals because I know exactly how much there is in there. So what I like to do is about 60 grams, which is about 2 servings of cauliflower. But once again, because it is a vegetable, it's really not going to hurt you to have a little extra. Okay, this time I will not make you sit there and watch me. So I will pause the camera and I'll be back. Okay folks, that's pretty much the end of my meal prepping. If there's any more questions or anything, please go ahead and leave a comment below. If you like my channel, please, I'm not too sure which side it's on, this side here, please subscribe. I'll be putting up more videos shortly, as soon as I can. Don't mind the mess on my cupboard behind me. So once again, make sure if you enjoyed this video, pound the like button. I know that'll probably be my thing from now on. Pound the like button. The more you like, the more people will see it. The more people I see it, hopefully this will help somebody in their weight loss journey. Once again, guys, thanks for turning out, and I will catch you on the flip side.